So this is a long line. It's nice because it has this like grip on it. And you can just put this on the flat collar. When we are doing recall, most important thing is make sure that you can hold her accountable so you don't dilute your recall. What you want to do is like dog name, and then you kind of target yourself, lower your shoulders, make it fun. You want to teach the dog whatever you want them to do in reality. So a lot of people, the dog will come and it'll just go right by. Or the dog will check in and then leave. So what I typically do is I just get the dog to me and I put them into a sit in front of me, and that's my expectation of the recall.
Until a break.
Yeah, correct,
Okay.
yeah. Bella, come. Pop. Yes, good girl, good come, good girl. Nice work, good job. Good. Okay, break. There was, his hackles were up, he was fear barking, he was terrified. And a lot of dogs will actually have a go at people very seriously if that happens and people can get bit, and they have. What I did is I just waited it out a couple seconds to see if I just stood my ground, because every single time he's probably ever reacted to that, he's gotten what he wanted, which is the person runs away or you run away, right? And so that's his fear mechanism, is he sees something he's unsure of, so then he reacts and he gets his way. It's balance, right? So you said that you kind of dealt with positive only and then kind of, more correction-based compulsion like type stuff, and what you want to do is kind of be right in the middle to say, hey, I'm not going to run away from you, but I'm also not going to kick you in your face if you bark at me. I'm just going to stay here. and then he kind of let down his guard a little bit, and then when he went to my foot, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, we're in, we're good. Very black and white what boundaries and discipline can do. She's never been in training, and look at the difference in her behavior. It's a perfect example of setting boundaries to dogs and what it can create versus dogs who have never had boundaries, and she's being the rude one, That's what people need to be doing with Australian Shepherds right there. Working them, playing with them. So many times people get this dog and they keep it locked up, and then they wonder why it doesn't listen or it's got behavioral problems. So shout out to these people for working their working dog.
Bella, come on.
Right now you don't have any action, so there's no leverage on your end. You're basically, like, you could drag her like a movie and she would just like stay there.
Yeah.
And so this has action, so this is gonna go slip in and out. This doesn't have action, right? You're just a concrete block. There's nothing that's gonna happen here. And I want you to use this, and I want you to do the same thing. Just literally just walk.
Yeah.
Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. There you go, keep walking. And just give her a little pop. Yeah, there you go, much better. Good. See that?
Yeah.
Hey guys, working with Kite. A lot of you ask me, what if your dog isn't motivated by treats or food and they like a ball, or they're kind of interested in a ball? I'm gonna show you how to build drive in a dog that really doesn't wanna play. So Kite really wasn't that involved with this because there's a dog over here. So if you put it on a long line and make it predatorial for the dog, it can really amp up their prey drive. So I'll show you what that looks like here. Get yourself a long line, attach it to your toy. Kite, free. Come on. And that's how you build drive. Before, he really didn't want a lot to do with this, and because I prayed him with it, yeah, good. Now he's obsessed with it because it became alive. Good. Right, out.
Like when I was standing over there and he's just kind of milling around, whining.
Yeah, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get a dog that starts to whine, they're kind of bored in a sense. So what I typically do is I just move when the dog starts to whine, see how the whine stopped. You move a little bit, you stop, you wait. You wait for it to happen again naturally. Probably after this dog stops barking, he'll start to whine again. And then when he does, all you do is you move him. So you give him something else to do. A lot of people get into fix-it mode. Your leash is up here and over here. We're kind of like this. And then our shoulders are kind of like leaned down towards the dog. Our voice is going to the dog, and then our head is going towards the dog, which tells the dog all of this information of, what are you going to do? And I'm worried about this. So the prong collar evenly distributes pressure, so it's a safer collar to use. If you get a really strong dog, you have to really look at the mechanics of your leash versus the dog.
Yeah.
So you can already see like he's pulling through these things. And so we want to use the least amount of force possible, or the least amount of pressure possible, in order to help him. So I'm just gonna go through it. Good. With the prong collar, all you do is you flick your wrist or even roll your wrist. That's all I'm doing with him. I'm rolling my wrist to distribute that pressure so he doesn't pull. You could come up here and you have a proximity, right? Yeah. And you know that proximity of what is going to be okay for your dog in particular. So you can even go a little bit over that proximity with your body. So like he's telling us like where he's comfortable, right? So when you come out like this and you're walking up towards somebody and you stop, sit. Good. You can also just do something like this. Hi. Good. How are you? Good. So you could do something like this too, where you can have the dog here. You can talk to another person, right. But if you were to snap a picture and ask yourself like who's in charge right here, right. It would be not even a question, right? Yep. But if we were like here, or even like here with an insecure dog, so you just take control of that space with your body.
Bella, sit. Good sit.
Good.
Oh.
It's okay, stay. So think about it like this. This is step 1, step 2. The way that I was doing it is I was in front of her. So whenever your body is, your chest and the front part of your body is facing her, that's kind of like this wall. The difference between you and I there was when I did stay, I was automatically facing her. I did this, good stay, holding, good stay, okay, and then break. So what you're doing differently is you're just doing stay, you're turning your back, you're going here, and she's up. Yeah, there we go. Get it. How have we told the dog that what they're doing is not okay? And in this case, it's from right here, it's nothing, right? So the dog goes, what are you looking at? And it's like, oh, let's come over here. And what are you looking at? Oh, let's go over here. And it becomes this kind of like next thing, right? So what we have to do is we'll start correcting that behavior. So let's say that I was a kid and this was a bottle of milk and I came over here to dump it on Kev like this, and mom and dad would then come over and say, what are you doing? We're correcting that. We're saying, you can't, what are you doing? That's not where milk goes, right? And I say this because some people have not a clear understanding of what a correction is. And that's what it is.
Sit. Leave it.
So pressure up. Sit. That's it.